Hi, I'm Kayla, the BookTube Turtle, and today I'm doing my January 2023 wrap-up. So I have wrap-up videos for most of the months from 2022. If you want to check that out, I have a playlist. And we're just gonna jump right into it. January was a really good reading month for me. I read 5 books. Pretty proud of that. My average is usually 3, so we did good. So yeah, the first book that I read was The Dangerous Art of Blending In by Angelo Sermilis, and I gave this 3.5 stars. I did enjoy this book generally overall. I did have some issues with it, but this book is about Evan, who has a very strict family life, and his mom is pretty abusive, physically, emotionally, verbally, all the things. So he's struggling with that because nobody else knows, and like his dad just doesn't really do anything about it. And then he's also struggling with the fact that he has feelings for his best friend Henry, and that's a whole thing. So Evan is just trying to figure out what to do about his home life, what to do about Henry, how he fits into everything, and he's very much is used to keeping different areas of his life separate, and as the story progresses, everything kind of starts to collide. So like I said, I did really enjoy this book. I read it pretty quickly, and there was a lot of stuff about it that was really good. Like the abuse was handled really well, and the writing was really good. Some of the issues I had, I wish we had gotten a little bit more with the relationship. I feel like things moved a little fast there, and it was a little rushed, and we didn't really get to have as much time to be with that I would have liked. And then my main thing with this book was the ending felt really rushed. So I don't know, I wasn't expecting like a happy, perfect kind of ending, like happily ever after, because that's not this kind of book, especially once the family stuff really starts to escalate. So I wasn't expecting that, and I think the book would have been worse off if we had gotten, you know, a cheesy happy ending kind of thing. I just wish we had gotten more of an ending. Like it didn't, there were still a lot of things that were left unresolved, and not in a good open-ended kind of way. I just would have liked a little bit more. The next book I read in January was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This was a reread, as you probably know. This was, I read this at the very end of 2021, and I finished the series at the beginning of 2022. And I just really wanted to read it again. The Stolen Heir came out this month. I haven't read that yet. But I was like, you know what, I should reread the trilogy because it's been like a whole year, and I just feel like it's time. So I reread the first book this month, and this is 4 stars by the way. And I will say book 1 is my least favorite in the trilogy. I'm not really sure why. It's just kind of slower, and I don't know. It's just like not as fun as the second and third books, which is maybe an unpopular opinion. I think there's some people, a lot of people maybe, who like don't like the last book in the trilogy, but the last book is my favorite, so I don't know. But yeah, I had a lot of fun rereading this. I think I actually enjoyed it more the second time around, probably because I know the world better already going in, and I know what's coming next, so it was fun to kind of see things that are like hinted at, or to see the way that like Jude thinks about certain things, and I'm like, you have no idea what's coming. So that was fun. And I plan to read the second and third books soon, and then read The Stolen Heir. The next book I read was Shut Up and Write the Book by Jenna Moreci. This was an arc that I got from the author, who, if you don't know, has a writing YouTube channel that I've been following for a while, and she's great, so definitely go check that out. I will link it in the description. So this is a writing craft book. It's about, you know, having an idea and then going all the way through writing a draft of your story. And I've read many a craft book over time, just with being a writer myself and then working with other writers on their stories. I just like to be well informed about what's going on. And I really enjoyed this book. It's very much, if you've seen Jenna's channel, the book is basically the same vibe with just, it has all of that energy there. And it's very like straightforward, no nonsense, like this is how it is, which you can probably tell from the title of the book. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I left a more specific review on Goodreads and Amazon if you want to check that out. And yeah, even as, you know, somebody who is a published author and does work with, you know, as like an editor and book coach, I still feel like I learned stuff from this book, or at least new ways of thinking about things that I didn't previously consider. So definitely, if you are watching this and you're trying to write a book and you are struggling with it, consider checking this one out. The next book I read was Lies Like Wildfire by Jennifer Lynn Alvarez. This book was really good. Okay, but a little bit of backstory. So I went to a author event thing sometime last year, like in September or October. And originally I was going to go as an author, but I decided to wait on that, and I just wanted to kind of feel it out first. And then, like, I do plan to go this year as an author. But anyway, so I talked to this author at the event, and she was telling me about her book. I was telling her about my book. We were just having a good time talking. But when she told me what this book was about, I was like, well, I have to read this. Like, I need to read this. So I got the book while I was there, and she signed it and everything, which was really exciting. Anyway, Lies Like Wildfire is about a group of kids who this small town affectionately knows as the Monsters. And they're really close. They've been friends like their whole lives. They're this very tight-knit group. And one day, the start of the story, they accidentally start a wildfire. And this takes place in California, and during fire season, even if you accidentally cause a wildfire, it is still a criminal offense and you will go to jail because of how insane the wildfires can get out of control. It's like, you should know better, that kind of thing. So they accidentally start this wildfire, and it does get way out of control. Like, the town has to evacuate. It's like, it's even like going outside of their, you know, region. And it's just causing all of this damage, and people have died, and it's a whole thing. And this group of teenagers, they're like 18, I think, because it's the summer before they go to college. They are freaking out, and they're, you know, basically they're like, we cannot let anybody know that we were involved. We have to cover this up, or it's gonna like ruin our lives and our futures. But as the story progresses, all of the secrets and the lies and just everything starts to cause cracks in the group, and things start to fall apart, and then one of the friends goes missing. So yeah, that's a little bit about this book. That's just some basics about it, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's really fast-paced. Like, I think I had read the first couple of chapters just whenever I had time, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna like sit down and read this book, and it was at night, and I could not put it down. Like, I kept being like, I'm just gonna read one more chapter, you know. And then I finished the book. So, I loved this. It was so good. And it's very much about, you know, how sometimes good people do bad things, and, you know, not everything is so clear-cut. There's a lot of gray area. We got some morally gray characters. So it was just really good, really interesting. It really makes you think a lot about just life and stuff, you know, how people react to certain situations, and it was just really good. And I'll probably read it again at some point, honestly, because even though, like, all of the mystery elements, I obviously know the answers now, it was still really good, and I would like to read it again. The last book I read in January was Paperweight by Meg Haston. This book was also 5 stars. This book follows Stevie, who is admitted into a treatment facility at the very beginning that treats teenagers with eating disorders. So definitely, if that is like a triggering topic, be aware of that if you plan to read this book. Anyway, so she a little while back, her mom left, and then a few months later her brother died, and for some reason she feels like his death is her fault. It's not very clear in the beginning why. We get a little bit of like some flashbacks and stuff throughout as you kind of start to piece things together. But because of all of this, she's decided that she wants to die by the anniversary of her brother's death. When she's admitted into this facility, there's 27 days left until the anniversary. So we really follow her journey throughout this program as she tries to get around a lot of the treatment, and just the way that she thinks about things because of everything she's been through. And yeah, it was really good. It's definitely, it has some dark moments, and it's, but it was really good. It was really well written. I don't personally have experiences with eating disorders, but based on comments that people have made who have read this book and do have that kind of experience, they all say that the book is a really accurate representation of what it's like to go through that. And I do think that it was written really well. And it was just really interesting to see this main character go through this process and how she deals with it and the things going through her mind and all of that. So yeah, those are the 5 books I read in January. The quick little writing update. I just sent book 3 to my editor. I'm really excited. I feel really solid about this book. Like, I haven't had to do as many drafts. I feel good about it. Like, let's go. So that's exciting, and I'm really looking forward to getting her feedback. And I've started trying to outline the 4th and final book of the series. It has been a struggle. But I'll get into that. I think I'm gonna do like a vlogging of my experience throughout the process of book 4, since it's the last one. I kind of wish I had done something for the first book, but I was not involved in YouTube yet because I was like 17 and I don't know. It was many years ago, and I didn't know that I was gonna want to have a vlog type of thing, but we're gonna do it for book 4, it's okay. So stay tuned for that. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do that yet, but it's something I do want to do, so it's gonna happen. Okay, that is all I have for my January wrap-up. Let me know what books you read this month, what your favorite was. I think mine was Lies Like Wildfire. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.